Kia team, welcome back to Alessandria. Right, a few little things have changed, but let's before we do that, shall we have a look at our towns? Let's have a look at our towns and let's see how our towns are going. Oh, poor old Castelvecchio. Castlevania. How are we going to order this? Order this by. Can we organize it by growth? Surely. Yes, there we go. And let's do it the other way around. Yes. Oh, it's Santa Caesarea. Santa Caesarea and Castelvecchio. Quite a surprise, really. So, and it's to do with the missions. Look at this. Castelvecchio poor, Civitella poor. We need to have a look at that and wonder why that is. Anyway, Santa Caesarea. So, population 695. And they are getting only tools and only fuel. So that's why they're at the bottom. They're not getting any of their primary two needs. They're only getting their supplementary two needs. And that's inhibiting their growth. Castelvecchio is getting tools, is getting bread. So it's getting two of its needs, one primary and one secondary, as I'm going to call it. But the emissions seem to be poor. So we'll need to have a look at that. Civitella, on the other hand, is getting three of its four needs met, including its primary need of food and fuel, which is great. But the emissions seem to be holding it back, probably. Uzano, our largest town, I guess, 816 population. I guess this is like maybe thousands. 800, no, it wouldn't be 816,000. It might be 81,000. Hundreds. 800 and 1600, which is 81,000 or something. Anyway, lot of food, lot of fuel, and now getting some bricks. We'll have a look at that. In Rizzo, a lot of bricks and tools, and they're doing all right, but they are still our smallest little place to have a look at. So let's start down in Rizzo then. Let's start down here. So they're getting their bricks, which is all perfectly good, and they're getting their tools, which is all perfectly good. And it looks like most of their transport needs are met. The Rizzo Civitella bus, 30 people waiting, 34 people waiting. And this is the Uzano bus, probably. No, this is just the old Rizzo bus. But you probably find that what this is people wanting to connect to some of these other bus stops. All the other bus stops are empty, so I'm not adding any more Rizzo bus. 4 is fine. I mean, 30 people is just over a bus, so I normally wait until there's like 2 bus worth before adding a new bus. So that's fine. So Rizzo's doing fine. It's building out a little bit, but it's not super. Let's have a look. What does their emissions layer look like? So they're not too bad. They've got a bit of emissions coming off this train track and the transport that you can see here. As I've said before, this river, the hovercraft has walloping great big emissions. So that's going down the river, but it looks like that's not getting over here. What's probably getting over here is these diesel wagons that you can see hauling the wheat and some transport. Not a lot we can do about the transport till electric buses come in. When electric buses come in, we'll have a look at instituting electric buses and pull some of that down. I don't think there's any other options for the ferry for now. Viable options for the ferry. There's nothing new come in really. The only ferry choices we've got is the Zurich, which has an emissions of 77, which is not a lot less than the hovercraft, to be honest, and the Graf Zeppelin, which is exactly the same, and it's a large boat, which is a bit of a pain. So yeah, not really much use for us to switch, to be fair. So I don't know, if it ever becomes a significant enough issue, and I don't think it is, but if it ever does inhibit growth so much, we might have to look at that. But there you go. So that's dear old Rizzo. Let's have a look at Civitella, shall we? Civitella's looking okay. Seems to be expanding. Look at this. They're going up into the hills. This is some janky road work, wouldn't you say? I mean, few people. I suppose hill dwellers. Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, You know, to be honest, probably a little bit better than City Skylines. City Skylines used to have all kind of janky hill problems. I haven't done anything with this. I mean, it could do with being smoothed out a little bit, possibly. You know, and that might make it look a little bit neater. Look, you guys, look, we can do this. Look. Oh, look at all this jankiness you guys have got around the hillside here. Look, let's neaten this out. Let's throw in a little bit of landscaping for you, and and then you people don't have to look like you're complete umpties. There's lots of... Oh, that looks bad. Right, okay, so there you go. That's actually... It's not that bad. You know, people do build houses on hills, and they do end up with great big, you know, cuts and stuff. This, where this depot is, this probably wasn't my best, finest choice. But anyway, there you go. So Civitella not doing too bad. It's starting to edge out and connect up with the road. It used to be miles away, if you recall, but it's edged out towards this road. Um, you know, I still haven't got around to seeing if making the road a highway road changes that, because what I said is this is technically what did I use? I used a large country road for this. So, no, well, here I didn't. Here I think I used a large street. Um, but that said, I did use large country road in other places. I think, yeah, over here. No, that's also street. I wonder if... Are these connecting because these are all streets? It looks like I made them all streets because they got the trees on them. So this is a street, whereas this is a country road. So we might go and have a look at that in a minute. Anyway, Civitella. So Civitella's also doing okay. Yeah, not a lot of people waiting, which is great, but we do have, you know, some people, so that means we're probably fairly well balanced. It's not that everywhere is empty, it's not that everywhere is chocker. So again, that's fine, fine and dandy. Oh, having a look at Santacy. Santacy, the queues at the ferry have died down quite a bit, which is great. There are still people waiting, so that's a positive. Well, who's this? There's a busy thing here. This is just Santacy South, and that's nearly 2 bus worth. So let's have a look what's on Santacy South. It could be because one of my buses is in bad condition. No? Okay, well let's add another one just in case. So Santacy South will add a bus. Who's this? Santacy North. That looks like it probably wants a bus as well. Let's have a look. Santacy North. Yeah, they're all in good condition, so that's fine. So we'll add another bus because the town keeps growing, and as it grows, more people start using the buses. So sometimes you just need to jump in and add a little extra bus. So yeah, they're doing okay. Still growing, still growing. Hasn't grown outside the ring road. Oh, you dirtbags! Stop building in my park! Remember I said that? I hope that they don't build in my park. You've even built a road into my park. How dare you? That was a bequeathment from the last owner of this, Sir Gerald Ramsbottom. Anyway, right, let's have a look over here. Castle Vivacchio. Right, okay. Oh, Santacy was one of the ones with the bad emissions, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Emissions. Was it Santacy? That doesn't look desperately bad to me. Let's have a look again. Santacy, mediocre. No, Castelvecchio was poor. Right, okay. Castelvecchio and who? Sorry? Civitella. Civitella was poor emissions. Really? Not really desperately sure. We're running a lot of trucks because we're transporting a lot of stuff. This from the trains is bleeding over a little bit. You can see that the 3 lines are hitting this. These are the people that are complaining about the worst emissions. So I guess it's probably a little bit of a cumulative effect. We've got this train track and this train track running around here. And we've got a lot of these trucks coming in and out down these roads. You know, it's the kind of thing where you might say, well, we got all these transport trucks. Maybe we could run about. Where are they going to? Right? Where are they going to? They're going to. There's an industrial drop off here, right? And it's the only one. No, there's another one here. So maybe if we pulled this line down the side of the train track and brought them in at the bottom, it'd lengthen our journey a little bit, but they're not driving through the city. So there's something we might be able to do that to improve the emission standard, which is fine. Castle Vecchio, how's Castle Vecchio looking? It's expanding out, it's expanding out, it's expanding out, which is jolly jolly good. We've got our little janky. We've got our little cargo place, which is the trucks seem to be on top of that, which is great. We've got enough food and enough tools being shipped around. The tool trucks guy, he's empty, so let's sell one and see how we go. What's this? This looks busy. No, that's a building. This looks busy. Usano de Castle Vecchio still wants more. So Usano de Castle Vecchio, let's have a look at that. Usano Castle Vecchio is here. Anybody bad? No. So let's do two. So we've added two more to that. It'll take a while. They'll probably pop up over here, will they? They didn't, so I don't know where they're popping in from. Probably Usano, so it'll take it a while to filter through. But that's it, just that. Then we got Castle Vecchio bus, 37 people waiting. How's that? That looks like it. Let's have a look. How many buses have we got on Castle Vecchio bus? Castle Vecchio bus. Oh, I've got one of these old codgers kicking around. So let's replace it with one of those. Still no electric. So we'll replace that. That might help. Let's just let that iron itself out. Over here again, this commuter service. 12. So carrying 12. Let's have a look at the profitability of the line. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Look at that. They're kind of, yeah. From 1997 to 2002. If we go out further, yeah, that's since we bought in those expensive new trucks. It's not exactly highly profitable. It's making some money, but not a vast amount. It just is what it is. Anyway, right. So, and what's their issue with emissions? Yeah, they have this really now very very busy train track here, and then obviously they have this road here, and this is obviously running diesel as well. So the primary complainants seem to be over here, and that's again, we've got a mixture of the train track with the diesel, and we've got all these transport trucks which are basically driving through this area to get to this transport location. I'm not super on how we could fix that. We could make it a bit of a loop, and they drive down the side of the train track and they come in through the back. That's industry on the back. This is predominantly residential, so it's the residential people that are going to particularly feel the pinch in terms of the emissions. These guys simply don't care over here. These are all what are these? Oh, didn't mean to do that, sorry. These are all commercial buildings. These are all like little Morgans and Morgans and a bank and Morgans and Morgans and a bank. Um, that's just what happens. It's the only asset of that size they've got. They've got these other little assets. Anyway, yeah, we could try and divert the trucks around to try and clear that up a bit. We'll need to have a look at it. And finally, our big city, Usano, the capital city of Alessandria, I guess now, with these massive, great big skyscrapers in it. How are they doing? They're doing okay. We've got some people waiting in some stops. You can see where the city used to be from the stops because we haven't done any of these residential areas. So if we wanted to make some more money, we could add some more stops into the residential areas. You could say the same for Castle Vecchio, though there's not much because we did Castle Vecchio, we did the outside. There's a little bit of a pocket over here. Maybe Santa C, you can see there's a couple of pockets of residential. Civitella, yeah, also a few more. Rizzo, a little bit at the bottom, but not a lot. So, question, it's probably reasonably soon-ish. We want to have a look at adding in um, another bus route or something, or extending the bus route that we already have in all of the cities. So that's fine. Who's this? People waiting. People are waiting. A little bit of Rizzo to Zano, but it's only one bus load, which isn't a major trauma. And yeah, how many people? We know this is coming down. Oh, you're leaving. 19. Yes. How big is this train? So this train itself, because I've got obviously two. It's got 38 capacity. If we were to remove one, that would be a 19 capacity, which I think is fine. And we could do the same for the other one. And then that would reduce the costs on that, because it seems like this little commuter only needs one, and that's everything. These people are expanding out. They are expanding into my little area that I built for them, which is tickety boo. If I change this, would they disappear? I don't know. We'll have a look at that soon. But what have we been doing elsewise, otherwise, thingy-wise? Well, one of the things I've been doing is I've been having a look at, not that train, I need to find it now. Where are you? Where are you, Mr. Train? None of you trains. This train. So this train here is an electric train, and this is the 140 kilometers an hour New Haven, which is a vanilla. As you know, I've been using this British Rail Pack, which is a mod, pretty consistently for almost all my trains now, really, that have been replaced with this thing. And it's a diesel, and it does 121 kilometers an hour. There's other diesels in here. This one is the vanilla one, I think, the GE. So it's also a diesel. It's emission 67. The British Rail emission is 71. So it actually emits more. That emits less, but it costs an awful lot more money. Anyway, what I said was I would have a look at electrifying and going high speed, and whether it was worth it in some areas where it seemed like it might be worth it. So I've done a couple of trials. So the only way to really do this, and pardon me if it gets a bit loud, is to jump in and have a look at the speeds we're doing. So you keep an eye on the speed counter, because the other thing is it's partly to do with the layouts of the tracks. Now there's no trains in front of us, so we're just getting up to 100 and that was like 105. So there was no trains in front of us. We managed to get 105 out of that stretch. Obviously, this oil line, it was originally a loop. It's now not so much of a loop, but it's not a straight line. But partly by necessity, but it's also got a lot of stops. So you go a distance and then a stop, and then a distance and a stop, and then a distance and a stop. So you can see there that because we're doing those corners, it slows us down, and we get back up to nearly 110 on the same stretch of line, and then we come in and we stop off here. Now, Probably the unfair test of this, as we can see, is there's a train in front of us. So while we're all on green light, that's great, and we're going to start speeding up. But then we're going to start catching up to the train in front. So you can see we're getting up to 120. We're now over, just inched over 120. And then now we're straight into a whole set of junctions and a bridge, and there's a whole load of traffic here, coming from different places and going to different places and everything else. And then we mooch on and we head back up. So the issue I have there is, after trying this out, this train simply will not get to a fast enough speed to make the additional cost of maintenance worth my time. So this is 1.9 a year, this is 538 a year. So the long and the short of this is, that little diesel puller that I've got from the British Rail Pack is sufficient. And no amount of high speeding that track is going to make it any better for me. Because while the speed of the track is 300 kilometers an hour, as we know, there's not enough of it. So this is a congested area. This is a bend and everything else. So like we said, if I get out the road tool and I put the road across it, what is the speed on this corner? So they say 261, 262. Now that's not what we were getting. So the question is, if I went through and electrified all of these, would I then get in that situation? But then down here, why is because there's a signal in the way. Down here, you're back down to the 120s. Then you've got some tight corners. Then you've got another tight corner here, which is like in the 80s. Then you've got a little stretch where we just get over 120, and then you're back down here into like a slower corner. So, like I've said, empirical evidence suggests that is not worth investing in those electric trucks, because they're just not going to go fast enough. These other wagons, the other what you call them, the tanker wagons, that's fine. That's fine as time comes through, because you'll see that some of those other wagons are what they are. The difference between the two is really this will carry 20, and that one will carry 18. So we can get more in this, which means that we can get more moving around in our trains. Now, the one thing it doesn't show you here is, when you're looking at a wagon, is how long is it, right? Because if you have a look at these two wagons, this wagon here looks to be longer than that wagon there. Not by a lot, but by a little bit, perhaps. So I think I saved a couple of meters when I went in and added it up. But also, obviously, you're saving 2 per tank car. So every 9 tank cars, you've saved yourself a tank car, right? I'm not doing 9. I'm doing 7 here. But I mean, I could possibly go up to 9. I haven't balanced any of this out, and you can see that Santasea oil is still in need. So that is something I can work on, and I can certainly add in some more capacity and get some more stuff moving, etc., etc. Now then, on the other hand, not that one. There's another one. Where is he? This fella here is electric. And let's have a look at the speeds that he gets up to. So this is the wheat supply that is supplying the farm down at the bottom. So he was running empty there, down there, and he didn't quite hit 120 on the way down. There goes the other livestock one. See you later. Very nice wagons. We'll have a look at those in a minute. So he's going to come down here. See, we've got a lot of livestock, so again, a lot of my lines need rebalanced, which is fine. You know, what a problem to have. So right, so now he's heading back up, empty. So when he was coming down with stuff, but now he's heading back up empty. So he's already over 120. He maxes out at 140. So there you go. He's max speed. Corner 124, 125, straight back up again, still 130. Right, and then slows down for the corners and slows down to come in. So he's probably, to be fair, that's a good run on the way back, where he's making the most of his extra speed. So the gondolas he's got are the newer gondolas that can do that speed. Again, needs a balance. Looks like we've got an oversupply issue here. What's happening here? Somebody is blocked. Who is blocked and why are you blocked? Oh, this is this junction that I created. Where are you going? Who are you? You're the tool supply truck. Why are you here? Oh, yeah, you're here because of this issue. This junction. I tried to do this junction again. And as you can see, it's giving me no end of issues. Really speaking, I need to add in a new track on this side. I think that's what I'm missing. So I need to. What do I need to do? I need to get you to go to the other platform for now. So what route are you? You are Rizzo Timber Supply. Let's have a look at this. Problem solving. Rizzo Timber Supply. So we're down at Civitella Sidings. Can I get you to go there? Would that solve that problem for you? So will that solve that problem for everybody for now? I don't want you going anywhere. Can I just stop you? No, I didn't want you to reverse. Can I just stop you? So this guy can leave. Because he needs to go that way. Yes. And then you I can start. Right? So we have an issue here. And the issue is that they, as I think I said to you, they recognize the end of the station, which you can't see because I've got invisible platforms on. But they recognize the end of the station. At the end of the station, I then have a points. So they will come up to the points and wait because they recognize the end of the station. But the way to stop that is to have would be to have a signal here. Right? But if I put a signal here, oh, you see, I've got a signal there. So I probably need a signal there. I think that might solve the issue. So if I were to put a signal here, then there's a chance that the trains could block up this junction. So you've got a train in here, which is wanting to go out, but a train here which is blocking this junction, which is blocking all those other trains. It's not. Look, it's a work in progress. It looks like what I need to do is I need to separate out another platform, and then I can get this track that's looping through here to come into the second platform. I don't think I have anybody coming crisscrossing. So basically, I've got a green and I've got an orange. So if I put the orange over, then we should be good, right? So that would just mean going in and getting a track. What are we using? We're not using high speed inside. So we can do this, and we'll just extend it all out, and we will put the invisible ground platform with no lights down. So we put that down there, and the issue that you then have is I've got to make this turn, which is pretty tight. I'll just use these for now. I'll keep the catenary on just in case. Essentially, what we kind of want to do is come in there somehow. Let's get this train out so that I've got free reign to delete some stuff. Cheerio! Right, so what we want to do is we want to delete this from here. And we want to pull it in. Now, I don't know if it's going to connect to that existing bit. Oh, it will. So this is heading out. So we can loop that in there, and it'll do it, which is fine. And then we've got this end here, which it may or may not like to loop direct. It will. Somebody's broken. Rizzo Timber Supply. Yeah, that's just because I haven't moved the station over. Rizzo Timber Supply. Terminal 3 should be the one. Let's have a look. Terminal 3? Yeah, Terminal 3. Right, so that separates those out, which hopefully will solve that issue. And we'll do a bit of smoothie. Another place that I haven't got around to detailing, but I will get around to detailing. And then we need to put in some signals to stop any nonsense from happening. So that's in. Oh, this is particularly janky, isn't it? Let's try that again. Sometimes it just doesn't like it. Keep it close to this track, and then we could be able to pull it in here. Oh, it's to do with because the angle on that. In fact, we might just have to do that. So we've got this unfortunate mismatch of line types, which, you know, is what it is. So this is coming in. That goes there. That's going out. We need to put in our crossover just in casey. Where did we put it last time? Because it's outside the area of the platforms. So that's that one. And this one's going to be a little bit curvy. See if it likes it. It likes it. That's fine. We need a signal right there. I think that will be fine. There won't quite be enough to mess up the junction. Don't need to add any more in. Check that all of our lines are working. Everybody's connected. Everybody's connected. Everybody's connected. We may as well put that on platform 2. And then they're crossing over, coming in and heading straight out. So I think that's fine. Everybody's fine. Yeah, so I did this crazy junction. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. Obviously that didn't work. So yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, what were we talking about? We were talking about before we should do. Oh, the meat train. Where is the meat train? It's not you. It's you. So this fella here. So the meat train comes a heck of a distance. Now, he just ran into that. He bypasses those guys in that station. I don't know. I don't know why he does it and the other ones didn't. Really, I don't know. There's some pathfinding rules at play I'm not aware about. So when he gets up to this section, he's kind of slowed down a little bit. And I'm not one. I think it's because there's so many points. Obviously, he's blasting through a station. He's on a red light. There's a train in front, so that's going to slow him down a bit. So yeah, so I mean the theory about, oh yeah, it looks like it'll probably be okay and fast. Yeah, well, hello, it's a deer. Don't get run over, mate. It's the first time I've seen that happen. The best way that I've found to do it is just actually sit in, because you see, this is a busy section. There's an awful lot of trains coming through here, an awful lot of trains coming through here, and there's a corner, large corner. So yeah, he'll do 70. It blasts up to about 80, 90, and then he slows down because he's pulling into the station again. So again, a busy place. I don't know who that is. That might be the only other truck I think comes through here that's big is the other meat supply truck. So it's going to be a bit of a shame because he's going to catch up to it. Which, I kind of, also, as I've said before, you need to balance out the speed of the line if you've got multiple vehicles on it. So we'll see, but I think he's going to catch it up. Pardon me. It's nice to have a little trundle around, eh? Have a look at the map from the ground level. I can go up a bit, but come through the stations. Try not to get seasick. Oh, the state of this bridge. It's a monster. Here we go. This little dead area looks kind of good. Got all these tracks here because we've got the new plastics factory, which is busy working by the looks of it. This industrial area looks good from the train. We're nearly heading 120 down this section, so we've just hit 120 before we peak off, and now we can see our other train in front of us. So he's coming through. He went through on the left hand side. Did you see that? I don't know why. Don't know why. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, and another train in front of us. So he's going to speed up. And, the point of this is I've obviously done this before. He'll hit 140 down here. So he'll max out at 140 down this long stretch. So the question is this long stretch, 140, sufficient enough to mitigate the cost? It's about a third of the line, and he has now obviously caught up to this other truck. So this other truck is now holding him up, and he has now caught up to it. So I reckon what I'm gonna do. Ooh, that's snug. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the this one here, train 33, and I'm gonna make it. Look at this. Woo! A whole load of junction havoc here. Make it the same as this guy, right? That's a little bit. Those junctions are. There's not a lot I can do about that. I can perhaps pull the junction back by moving the whole railway over. Yeah. Anyway, that's the situation for that one. What I wanted to have a look at was this line. So this line, what is it? It's Uzanu something. It's that green one, isn't it? I think. Well, it is the green one. It is the green one. But what is the green one? Uzanu Santa C meat. Now, that has decided... Oh, that's right. I figured this out. So the reason, as you can see here, that he is picking that line is because when you have a station and you don't put any platforms on the outside track. So I've got two tracks here on this outside platform, but I don't have an outside platform. When you don't have an outside platform, the pathfinding in the game is to preferentially avoid going near the platform. So what that means is he will always take that line. So he won't ever take the inside line. Does it matter to me in this case? No, not really, because there's no other trains using that line. So that's kind of fine. You know, he zips through and everything else. So if you ever do want a line to just zip straight through, that's your answer. Don't put out an outside platform. Just put an outside line, and then that becomes the preference for trains passing through is to use that line. So you could use that, for example, for a high-speed line. You might have a high-speed bypass, so you don't have to bypass the entire station. You just have to have an outer platform line, but no platform, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. So yeah. So anyway, that's why he's doing that. Right, what else did we do? Blimey, we did this. We did this. Did I say Rizzo bricks before we do that? So Rizzo bricks. So we've now got. You can see we've got Uzano brick supply. So we've got this truck coming in. He carries 60, and there's now 63. So that's fine. So there's a little bit of surplus there. I just swooped it off here and just picked it up. And like I said, I'm dropping it off here. And you can see that we now have fuel and bricks, and I've got some brick trucks somewhere coming in. This guy's coming in to pick up bricks. So we've got this being used as like a little cargo hub. So we've got fuel and bricks here. So we're using this as a connection to drop off to here, which is perfectly fine. And then they're carting it into the city to supply the bricks. I had to do a little one stopper over here, which is the drop off. So rather than do, you know, a depot, look at this thing. That's a heck of an asset, isn't it? Let's have a stop and look at that. Wow, that's what is that? Hissing is what it is. Anyway, blimey. So yeah, so let's just slow everything down so we're not zipping along. We got 500 million, so we're not worried about money spent, but there you go. So yeah, so they've got bricks. So that was pretty simple. Just chuck in the brick line, etc., etc., etc. The other thing we wanted to do was we wanted to work towards finalizing completed goods, and it looks like we're still waiting on steel. Now, is that because I didn't put a train on steel? I feel like I did. It probably just hasn't time to come round. It is under steel goods supply. Steel goods supply. We do have a train. So we have a train. Where is he? Is it this guy? No, that's Civitella Machine Steel. He must be around somewhere. Not you. That's him. Right. So he has just dropped off, which is fine. So he's just dropped off some steel, and we've got our steel trucks moving along. Like I said, this is on like 1 speed, which is like half speed, really. I think if we were to do that, it's probably a little bit more akin to real speed. But anyway, we'll keep it on 1 speed for now. So yeah, so we did this. We did this to get this up and running. There is no other road connection off this. Is this a road? That's not a road. I probably really should connect it up to a road network somehow. It doesn't need it. These guys are just transferring backwards and forwards. So why did I do this? Well, I was having a look at this and I was contemplating, you know, where would I put a train station and how would I feed it? And I didn't want to add yet more train lines in. So I decided that probably the simplest way to do it, because road bridges are easier to build than train bridges because of the slope requirements. So I thought, you know what, it's probably easier just to connect this with road. So following that logic, it would be simple enough, because this was a curve anyway, simple enough to put this in here and connect it up, because the plastic line is already connected And with a little addition, I could connect the steel sort of round the back of Civitella. I didn't want to run any more vehicles up here past the quarry, because the quarry is already quite busy, and also with this hill in the way, I would have had to do a bit of landscaping to pull the train track in here and then run it through this line, pardon me, which has already got the wheat supply and the coffee trains running through it. So I decided I would just run a little bypass, which would be an awful lot easier. So we put this in, and we did a bit of detailing and the usual kind of stuff. You know, we went to the eds and, you know, scruffed it up a bit and scruffed up these edges a bit and, you know, made it look like the kind of place where things just come and drop off again. It doesn't need to be anything too pretty because of what it is, you know, and scruffed up the edges and various other bits and pieces. And when I put the cargo in, what I decided to do this time was to make it one way. So if you actually have a look at the configuration, the trucks come in the top and go out the bottom, which is my preference. It's a shame that you can't get rid of these lines. They seem to be hardwired in to this unit. There's no way to change the actual, you know, tram lines in here, which is a bit of annoyance. Anyway, so they then come in and go out without getting in each other's way, and it gives this unidirectional flow. This guy is going to drop off plastics, so the plastics are going to load up hopefully on the other side. Look at those units slide open, and you can see the plastics inside. It's got two compartments, and they empty out. And oh, look at that. We've now got plastics here, which is great. And the trucks are going to come around. They come over the hill and they deposit here. And obviously you don't see the deposit because it automatically goes in here. But you can see this is plastics and this is steel. So we've got an abundance of plastics, which is fine. That makes me a bucket load of money while we're waiting. So they've got 329 plastics stored. And we're waiting on steel coming up to speed. I don't know how much steel we've got here on this rack so far. It looks like 112. 112. Well, we've only just sent this guy out, and he's only just coming back, I think. No, it's not you. It's not you. It's you. So he's 60. So by the time he gets here, there'll be like maybe like 120. Let's speed it up and see when he gets close to coming in. Maybe not. Oh, they've run out of product. Yeah, they've run out of product. So my line has become unbalanced. What's happening? Why is this guy stopped? There's something amiss. Right. For some reason, this train has stopped. Wait. What's... There's nothing on... There's no signals on this line. Why is there no signals on this line? So he's run into a bit of confusion because he's like, I don't fully know what's going on, boss. So... No signals on this line. There are no signals on this line. So he's also confused because there's no signals on the line. Right. Can I... Will that help you? That helps you. So the signals really help these guys understand what the heck is going on. And if you forget them or miss them, and I've been doing a little bit of jiggering around, things get a little hinky. So you just need to keep an eye on things. So that's... Whoa, why are you taking that line? I mean, bully for you going fast, But is this another one that I forgot to put a signal on? He came barreling up the wrong side. So he has come in here and somehow ended up on the wrong track. Who is he? Who is he and how did he get here? Is that the... That's the steel goods supply guy. We're gonna have to keep an eye on him because he's playing fast and loose. So this is in. That's definitely out. So he's ended up blast. How has he managed to do that? Where has he come in? He's come in from over here, and he has. Oh, I see. Because we have. No, he should come. He should come in this way, come round here, and just come over on this side. How has he even gotten over there? I don't even understand how he's gotten over there. We're gonna have to keep an eye on him. Let's see what's going on. Because those other trains seem to have done what they should have done. But anyway, this guy probably needs to be a little bit longer. So I think what he needs to be is currently 60. What is he pulling? Is he pulling the new one? Which is 2040. No, he's not. So we've got... Oh yeah, because we've got the 22, which does 100. We'll do the other one, which does... This goes a little bit quicker. Right, okay, so that's what he was doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 so he can pick up 100. And let's keep an eye on him. Because he's clearly up to he's clearly up to something. So he's heading out all right. He's heading out on his line. I put in a bypass so it doesn't get in the way, so that's cool. It's also a good idea. We'll see what speed he gets up to, because this is another one I was thinking about. I wonder if they'll be able to make this a fast line. You can see I've got high-speed tracks on it. That pedestrian cross. Oh, there's a slower section of line there. It's not really getting up to speed because of grade and things. So yeah, he's swooping over, which is fine. And he should hang over on the right, which is fine. And head on out here. Now this section I don't know about, because I had a look at this. I've got, as you can see, the train that just passed. I've been experimenting with the speed on this one, but I'm not convinced. And I don't know if there's a speed restriction on tunnels or if it's just the corners. But they don't seem to hit too much. So he's going to loop over here, which is great. And then he's going to head out this way, which is also great. I haven't seen any problems in the track so far. So I don't know why he's... I don't know why and or how he ended up on the other side. Yeah, it's all good. It's going exactly according to plan. Lovely day, as always. Shame we don't get night, I have said. Right, and then he's going to spin in here. Yeah, okay. Right, well that was all according to plan. And we got a junction there, and he pulls over onto the side, and he deposits his stuff, which is great. And then he should head back out on the right-hand side, right? Is that a massive skyscraper in the distance? Why are we waiting? Have we got an issue with signals again? Have I forgotten some signals? No. So why are we waiting? What are we waiting on? We've got a signal going out, and a signal going out, and a signal and a signal. So I see the correct signals, and I see the correct lanes. So what is he waiting for exactly? Let's have a look. There's no... I would not have changed any of his things. So here, Rizzo Station. How long is he waiting? I don't want him stopping at all. Like, max stop time is like, I don't know, 50 seconds. He doesn't need to. Oh, that's Rizzo Station. Um, Sorry, but I mean the same here. He doesn't need to be here more than 50 seconds to drop off. So what is he waiting on? He's waiting on a signal somewhere. What signal are you waiting on? Oh, he's off. And he's crossing over. Why are you crossing over? Oh, look, he's decided to go down the other side. What is he doing that for? Why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? I will need to put in a waypoint. Anyway, I've got a few things to do, and I have waffled on for nearly an hour already. Doesn't time fly when you're really chin wagging? Anyway, I gotta go. Click that like, click that subscribe. See you soon. Bye!